So I was wrong about the Razer Hammerhead True Wireless on my review a week ago, maybe close to 2 weeks ago, and I gave Razer a lot of slack. I was ranting about how this costs $99 and it has nothing special for it. It's a basic earbuds for 99 bucks, which is expensive. It's a lot of money. And just coming and just coming from reviewing the EPT25 at the same month and how much this gets people attention because it was so cheap, it's really hard to justify Razer asking price of 99 bucks. But you know, true to my fashion, just like every other earbuds that come into my my desk, I will have to try them one by one. And the Razer Hammerhead gets the same treatment, especially during COVID. We have to go back to quarantine and all because the cases are going back up. So I wasn't able to use my Sony as a daily driver anymore because there's no point to using ANC earbuds outside. It sucks. I really want to use this more, but so it just ends up sitting there on my desk, right there. And the Razer have been my companion for the past week. Yes, 1 week. I used it straight for 1 week. And if I have to rate my opinion on the Hammerheads when I reviewed back then, my first impression, I would easily give it a 4 out of 10. It was not a good earbuds. I was very disappointed in it. But now, a week later, I'm happy to say I was wrong. And this earbuds easily get a 7 or 6.5 out of 10 for my rating. Take that information to what you want. But this earbuds is actually kind of good. Like if we still put a comparison between the Aukey and the Razer, I somehow managed to get more battery life out of my Razer comparing that to my Aukey. My Aukey have like 4 hours, and then you get extra 20 hours on the case, so that's like 5 extra charges, and it's 4 hours here, and then you get extra 12 hours on the case. So that's my biggest complaint, is that the cases is bigger than the Aukey. It's longer, it's like almost the same thickness, but it's the dimension is basically bigger. And they used that space very bad. Like they didn't use the space as great as Aukey did. So that's my complaint, is that Razer's battery life would suffer, especially coming from an 8+24 on the Sony. My expectation was that I will probably use this 3 times and then I have to charge it. But throughout the entire week using the Razer Hammerhead as my true daily driver, I wasn't able to kill it. I was so surprised. Oh, so it's flashing green right now, means that it has battery and that's on pairing. But I remember for like 3 days straight, it was flashing red. I didn't bother to charge it because I want to know like how long it can last for, and I wasn't able to kill the Hammerhead True Wireless. I'm just gonna increase the lighting a bit here because it's a bit dark. And yeah, that looks okay. And it's so impressive to me that I was able to kill Aukey in like 3 days, and this survived up to 7. I don't know how. It's actually really impressive. So battery life, I would still say it's not as good as something like Sony's or Apple's, but it's like it's good enough. I think it's more than enough for most people. They'll probably just charge overnight or anything, but it's so good. Very kudos. I listen to minimum at least like 3 hours a day, so very kudos to that. And then we go to sound quality. So coming into reviewing the Razer Hammerhead, I wasn't expecting anything good from the sound quality because I just put the earbuds there, because prior to this I was daily driving the Sony WF-1000, and then prior to that Sony I was daily driving and the AirPods Pros, and then in the middle somewhere around here I was also reviewing the Aukey EPT25. So when you put these earbuds side by side with each other, it's really hard to kind of think about what sounds good. Now if I had to rank it out of here without considering price, it would be Sony number 1, AirPods 2, and Hammerheads 3, like this, like 1, 2, 3, 4. And here is my opinion. I'm not saying all of this sounds bad, neither of this sound bad. All of this is good in its own way. Sony have, I think, overall the much more enjoyable sound quality. The bass isn't that punchy. It's not over. The bass is not that, you know, that punchy, but you can still have punchy bass if you want. We have EQ and all. So Sony is like what I would say as overall the best sounding. Apple AirPods is balanced sounding. Hammerheads is kind of non-bassy, but also kind of a bit like there is bass, but it's not as punchy as the Aukey, and not as like, it's not as rich as Sony. There we go, that's the word I was looking for, but a pretty decent. And Aukey is if you like heavy bass song, this is good, but sometimes it can muddy up everything else. So we're gonna put this back. It's not about comparison. I just want to give you like what my context is, especially trying with all of these earbuds. So let's put everything back inside their own cases. There's so many earbuds. Okay, so let's talk about the sound quality then, because I don't remember me complaining about sound quality on my previous video, but I did say that I wasn't expecting a lot because it's an on-ear design. But I honestly, after using it for like a straight week, find that the sound quality has been more enjoyable as long as you don't have high expectation for it. Because in some cases, the Aukey easily outperformed the Razer, but there's also some cases where the Razer sounds really good for the price. Mostly thing that doesn't really involve bass and something like instruments and all. I love that on the Razer. Now, there's also the biggest perks, like the pros that I've been really enjoying the Razer is comfort. Now, my ears isn't like yours, and your ears maybe isn't like mine, but out of all of, you know, let me put that aside here. You see those 3 earbuds there? Out of those 3, I would say that the most comfortable in-ears I own is the Aukey. Like you might be, oh, the Apple is much more comfortable. Yes, but because I tend to use earbuds when I'm sleeping as well, Aukey has that kind of flat edge where when you kind of wear it on your ear, it just doesn't protrude out as much. But the problem with Aukey for me is that this kind of earbuds, the in-ear design, after like 3 hours maximum, my ears get really itchy. So that's the problem. But because it's on-ear, this ends up being way much more comfortable than I expected. I cannot in my life wear something like the AirPods. You know, this is the InPods, but pretend it's an AirPod. But I could never wear something like the AirPods because the piece that put inside your ear, I think, isn't big enough that it just falls off randomly. But because we have this kind of like silicone tip on the Razer, it ends up staying really well. I went for a run. It fits nice, although sometimes it feels a bit like it's gonna fall out, but that's my ear. But overall, it's very decent. So like comfort's good. Sound is what I would say is pretty incredible. Battery life, better than expected. Like battery life is a good point of these earbuds. But then we go into my most like the biggest reason why the Hammerhead is even on my desk right now, game mode. And game mode changed so much things about these earbuds. Yes, I was being harsh on Razer, saying that the game mode feature isn't worth that $99 asking price. But after using it like purely on my desktop, because you know when you're using on desktop there is delay, but because there's gaming mode here, it kind of just beats that a bit. There's still delay, there's still a bit noticeable delay, but it's mostly, well, when you're not looking for it, it's not there. So that's what I'm saying. The gaming mode is impressive. I think this is one of the best gaming earbuds I've tried, because unlike other gaming earbuds, I've tried the Heat from Edifier. I hated that thing. It was extra bassy. Like the EQ setting for the Heat series isn't good, so no. Paxton say they have game modes, but they don't even have game mode. So this by far is the best gaming earbuds I've tried. And you know, maybe they can change the texture on the case a little bit, make it better, but I'm sorry, I was wrong, Razer. I gave them a little bit too harsh of a judgment, excuse me, but like easily, if there's this two and you're like you can buy either one of this. It's a bit expensive to go with Razer, but there's market where the Aukey kind of, you know, excel if you want the IP rating. There's also have IP rating, but I think sports and working out fits better on Aukey. And if you like thumping bass on such a compact little device, the Aukey is good. But yeah, you know, Razer, really good. They actually surprised me after using it for like a week. And again, blinking green. So yeah, I probably won't be using this as my daily driver anymore. I might go back to my Sony or my AirPods, but it's to the point where I can confidently say, if whatever feature you're looking for fits with the Razer Hammerheads, there's no reason for you to not buy it, because it's really good. Like it's really good. I really cannot say anything because it's so good. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video. It's a bit of a rant because, you know, I just want to say that I was wrong. And if you guys owe this, be happy, because I think you guys owe a pretty good earbuds in general. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs up if you do. Leave a like, comment down below if you have any question that I didn't somehow leave out from this video. If you have like questions regarding, you know, maybe some specific question, I don't know. I'm just trying to make a words here, but any question, leave down comments. I'll answer them as fast as I could. Like for more earbuds review, and maybe leave some suggestions, because I've been looking through earbuds, but I don't know what to take, well, what to buy or to review. So if you have suggestions for me to review, leave them down in the description below. I might look into it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.